Welcome back everyone, I'm the Mr. Star Lad and this time I've watched Avengers 1 in .25 speed. I lost count of how many times I have seen this film, but I really noticed a lot of things in slow motion that I wouldn't otherwise, and that's what I'm gonna show you today, so without any delay let's begin. Number 1. Great attention to detail in Stark's helmet display. When the Council launched a nuclear strike at Manhattan Island to halt the invasion, Stark's helmet display shows the missile's radius to be 33 miles, exactly how far one must be to survive such an airburst nuke. It's good to know that Marvel didn't just put random numbers to showcase there, it's the small details like this that speak volume of how much effort is put into making this film. Number 2. Foreshadowing. Thanos has planned 6 years ago. In the post-credits scene we see in the background a planet ripped in half, symbolizing Thanos' plan to eliminate half of the universe. Remember, this movie came out in 2012 and Thanos' plan wasn't revealed until Infinity War in 2018. Number 3. Clever name drop of a VFX member. When Agent Coulson calls Black Widow to tell her Hawkeye has been compromised, you can see some footage on a computer screen. The operator is named Stephen Morton, a VFX crew member which we later see in the credits, and the coordinates points to where the VFX was rendered. I'll put the coordinates in description so you can search it on Google Maps. Number 4. Another great attention to detail shown in Tony's HUD display during the scene where Tony has to jumpstart one of the rotors so the helicarrier won't crash. The HUD shows that his armor has a power capacity of 312%. This number addresses the fact that Tony was rocked by Thor's lightning earlier in the film, which overcharged his suit to 400%. Technically, his suit got overcharged up to 475%, while Jarvis only said 400. If we do the math, Tony Stark used 163% power of his suit to fight against Thor and jumpstart the rotor. It makes sense because Tony's suit Mark 7 wasn't as advanced as Mark 50 or 85, which we have seen in Infinity War and Endgame, despite that he managed to fix the rotor, which absorbed most of his suit's power. Number 5. A metaphor between Captain America and Loki. When Captain America lands and deflects Locust Blast, he begins to walk past a crowd of kneeling people. As he passes by people, some began to stand, but only as he passes them by, implying that Loki is the subjugator while Cap is the liberator. Number 6. Briefing Avengers in a way that suits them best. Bruce Banner is briefed on his mission with a cell phone, where Steve Rogers is given a paper file and Tony was briefed with a really high-tech digital file that he puts up on multiple displays, implying that being out of time it's probably better to brief Steve with the paper file, Banner with the cell phone, and because Tony is the genius one in the team, he gets all his information through high-tech data. All of this seemed normal in regular speed, but when he watched them in slow motion you catch the parallels. Number 7. The shawarma place appearing in the final battle. When Tony flies through one of the Cheetaras like in the Tale of Jonah, he crash lands badly on the road, and that's when we get to see the shawarma place that Tony talks about at the end of the film. This was the same restaurant the Avengers go to in the post-credits scene. Number 8. A huge dent in Iron Man's helmet. When Thor and Iron Man were fighting each other, Thor headbutts Tony, and he flies backward and turns toward the camera, showing a giant dent in his helmet from Thor's attack. Again, another wonderful attention to detail. Number 9. Tony Stark's HUD display switches from normal to full-on offensive mode. When the Chitauri army invades Earth through the portal, we can see Tony's HUD display going full offensive from a regular mode. It baffles me how much effort Marvel has put into Tony Stark's helmet. Not everyone is going to notice this tiny little details, but Marvel does it anyway, and that's why we enjoy this films so much. Number 10. Teasing the Avengers Tower. When Pepper and Tony are in their apartment going over plans to rebuild Stark Tower, the Quinjet isn't the only hint to an Avengers headquarters. The logo of each Avenger in the film can be seen on digital canvas with blueprint of how it's going to look like. It shows blueprints for each of the original 6 Avengers. One bonus detail that I'd like to add is Jarvis is something else. It's not only an AI or a computer program. Jarvis has compassion. He learns and understands almost as if he can feel it. When Tony was about about to enter the portal to throw the new. Who else would think of Pepper in such a moment? But Jarvis understands Tony may indeed not return and offers to call her so he may say goodbye. This single line proves that Jarvis is more than just in AI.